Now, much like the level 150 version, you're going to be obviously using the Moon Veil. This is the de facto weapon, and its sexy skills are just really good to use. Now, a thing I added was a Wakizashi with Bloodhound Step attached to it. This just allows me to run around the arena like a madman and be able to just shoot spells like crazy. Now, both of these are on the right hand, and you're going to be switching out between them. You're going to be doing a bunch of either running around in little damage, using some magic glint blades and ambush shards, just running around the map, or you'll do a bunch of big burst damage with the Moon Veil. Now, of course, you want that carrying glint blade staff that's going to boost the glint blade sorceries, and since that's what we're using a good chunk of, might as well boost up that damage. Now, I tried to think of something for Beowulf, and I really couldn't think of anything that amazing, but I went with Acestus, and I just wanted to do at least one of his moves, and I thought this one was really cool, but how could I possibly do this in Elden Ring? That's not really that possible. Well, I guess I cheesed it a little. So for the gear, I kind of went with a more earlier DMC5 look where he's got the hood on and everything. So I added that black knife hood on, looked really good. Matches with the silverware armor pretty well, and this is probably the best one that looks like his trench coat, really. For the gloves and pants, I just put the Spellblade trousers on. This is just actually boosting up some of my damage. For each piece that you have on of the Spellblade set, you're getting an extra 2% damage on your magic sorceries. So it was just a little beneficial to have those on for that extra 4%. It's really all I wanted, and didn't change the style up too much. For the first talisman, that magic scorpion charm, super beneficial considering everything is magic based. Might as well just boost up that magic damage. For the second one, a primal glintstone blade was actually pretty decent, and when you have the great rune equipped, you have a good amount of health. So having that maximum health reduced a bit just to be able to use more spells in the middle of a fight without having to recharge was actually pretty good. And for that third one, the green turtle talisman was pretty good. It allowed me to just have a good amount of stamina recovery, especially when I'm running around the map like crazy and doing a bunch of spells. You're going to be using a good amount of stamina. You want it to recover pretty fast. Plus, with the crystal tier I had on, it was just stacking the amount of stamina recovery I had, and I was literally just flying around the map like mad, doing a couple of spells, and then I'm on the other side of the map doing some more spells, and then I'm back on the other side of the map again, doing more spells. Now, if you don't plan on doing just the insane Bloodhound Step style all the time, throw on that Shard of Alexander to be able to boost up the transient Moonlight ability. So definitely be using that Moon Veil then otherwise, right? For that big burst damage. Now, this is really important, that Graven Mask Talisman, just raising the potency of your sorceries. Pretty much what you're using for the most part. You're always going to want to have some sort of sorcery up going all the time, so get that damage up. Now, for the spells, you definitely want that Magic Glint Blade. It's a delayed Glint Blade, and it's really fun. You can actually get about 3 or 4 of them up pretty much at a time, and then you can just run back around the map, or if you want, you can get about 2 or 3, and then you can do a bunch of ambush shards as well, and then Bloodhound Step away if you like. That second one, carrying Phalanx, you want that up pretty much most of the time. Anything tries to get close to you, you're just going to hit them with 9 Glint Blades pretty easily. Now, this was kind of a suggestion from the last video, something to do with Mirage Edge. So the Carrion Slicer is really good, really fast, really quick, and it's still magic and everything, and yeah, it looks close enough, right? I threw Terra Magica on here, even though you're probably not going to be doing too much bursting. You're going to want to be doing a bunch of Bloodhound Step, getting used to that at the very least. But when you're doing that big burst damage, maybe throw down a Terra Magica just to kind of boost it up a little bit more. Now, I had a lot of fun with the Ambush Shard. Doing a bunch of the Magic Glint Blades with Ambush Shards in one succession was really fun. You get about 3 or 4 Magic Glint Blades, and during the delay, you switch over to Ambush Shard, and then you just start throwing those out. And you can actually do a good amount of damage, and then just Bloodhound Step away, and then rinse and repeat. So for the crystal tier, I went with the green burst crystal tier, just like I said, boosting that stamina recovery. And if you're just flying around the map like crazy, you want to have that stamina up as much as possible. That second one, the magic sharding crack tier, just boosting up that magic damage. You're really not going to leave home without this tier, that's for sure. Now for that great rune, you pretty much want that Morgoth's great rune, considering your max HP is being reduced anyways. And the only thing that's going to really pump up your health anyways is going to be that Morgoth's great rune. For the stats on the level 300 characters, you're going to see a lot of the same. The vigor, mind, endurance, all of that is going to be completely capped out because you're going to want it, you know? Now, strength, I just have at 12 to be able to use the weapons. Dexterity, intelligence, those are the two you mostly want to cap out. And if you got any extra points, maybe throw them into strength, I don't know, arcane. Maybe just put it into faith or something and then be able to do a golden vow, flame grant me strength on there as well. Now, using this build is a lot like the level 150 version, where you can either choose to do a whole bunch of burst damage right away, you know, get yourself prepped up with the carrying phalanx, get a bunch of magic glint blades, and then get yourself primed up for a transient moonlight on the boss and just do a whole bunch of big burst damage, maybe stance break it, and then you can do a front stab. And since he doesn't have just one style to use, wanted to do something with a little bit more maneuverability. Well, the Bloodhound step really works. I mean, obviously you're not going to have that insane burst damage, but you're able to do a bunch of magic glint blades and then a bunch of ambush shards, and if they try to get close to you, just Bloodhound step away. And considering the Wakizashi is on your right hand, you just had to go from L1 to L2 pretty easily just to get out, get in, whatever. Just be careful of your stamina and make sure you're not just constantly casting and hitting L1 too many times. You don't want to get trapped casting and then hit by the boss and die. With that, I hope you liked this level 300 build. Let me know in the comments below what other characters I should do, and I'll do my best to make them viable.
If you want it, then you'll have to take it.